it is 7 minutes on top of the hour, 1 p.m. Thank you so much for choosing and making Pepeta TV 1 p.m. News Bulletin to be your favorite source of news. My name is Chacha Tobias. I'll be your host in this broadcast. Make sure that you stay tuned from this broadcast to the end. And this afternoon, we have quite a lot lined up for you. And to begin with, the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission has raised a red flag over the small number of youths who have so far turned up for either registration as a voter or to vote during the just concluded by-election. And the youth and the IEBC commissioners who attended the post-by-election conference yesterday clashed over the involvement in the election process. Watch.
In this election we have just presided over, it was really pathetic. Very few young people came out to vote. A large number of them were old people, and in Very North where I was, among the old people, the majority were even women.
Kindly, the young people, let us come out and register and let us prepare to vote come 2027.
Come to TikTok and tell us why we need to vote.
No, just for information, we are now on TikTok already. So
Asante, but I've seen you have 1,000 followers only, and your content is a little bit very rigid. It's very formal.
You need to include us in that. We don't even know even hata kama sisi ndio wana discuss how they will eat us. We also have to hear what they are saying there.
5%, you expect me 5% to go leave everything else I'm doing that I've been used to doing, do TikTok, do whatnot, so that
I am astonished by our oldums, and I respect elder members of the society. But you are bringing jokes here. You are in your political twilight. This is our future.
heshima mwanzo, mengi yatafuata. Lakini ukija kwa kifua kwa sababu wewe ni kijana, hata hao wote hawakuzaliwa wazee.
From that, the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission is pushing for legal reform to strengthen its fight against graft. Through proposed amendment to Anti-Corruption Laws Amendment Bill, the Commission seeks to fast-track corruption cases and bar convicted individuals from tendering for a period of 10 years. And these reforms comes as the Commission reports recovering assets worth 3.4 billion shillings in the last financial year.
Sometimes we have seen situations where the process, like our CEO has mentioned, through which cases are taken, sometimes do not meet the threshold that we expected. And so the push or the desire for the Commission to have prosecutorial powers is basically to inject some level of efficiency so that once cases are investigated, like we do with civil cases.
PPP, in fact, 2 files on Marsabit County. There are 2 files we are just concluding, one on Mandera County and another one on Garissa. We also have started investigations in Isiolo County. So it is not that we are targeting specifically those counties.
It is very sad that even very senior people in government are operating under false documents, forged certificates. It is an embarrassment to our society. If you want academic qualifications, we have more than enough universities in this country.
Election stakeholders are now demanding the immediate arrest and prosecution of goons who unleashed terror during the just concluded by-elections, with some candidates claiming their lives remain in danger days after the chaos. Addressing a heated post-election review of the November 27th poll, the Inspector General of Police dismissed claim that the government collaborated with the goons to rig the elections.
As I talk, after voting, I could not go home. After I was announced the winner, my family cannot access home. And we are here playing like, is it goonism ni mchezo tu?
The political violence, I think IBC should take charge completely. They've got the rules and regulations governing the election.
The head of these goons are the police service. That is the truth. I have had incidences
where I was accompanying my party leader in different incidences where the police are actually part of the goons.
I saw weapons that I have never seen. And as a woman, I am here to speak about women. I witnessed women going back and did not vote.
You always call on us to come and cover your events. But whenever there are political activities, we do so in fear. Because when going for that assignment, at the back of our minds, we know that we will either be attacked by the police, the politicians, or the goons.
If 22 by-elections can have the effect that we had, especially in terms of malpractices, what do you think is going to happen in 1,882 polling areas or electoral areas in
I don't know whether those goons have specific labels for the officers to know that these goons belongs to the government, these goons belongs to the other party.
As for the goons, as I have said, they have got no space here, and we are not going to allow, not under my watch. And I'm going to be very strong.
To steal election in this country is an impossibility. These returning officers here can confirm to you, even observers, honest observers will tell you.
Brings us to our first commercial break here to Pepeta TV 1 PM News Bulletins. Don't go too far. We'll be back with more news in details. Stay tuned.
In a world where safety is no longer optional, one name stands out for dependable protection: Chamguard Security Company. Our comprehensive services include guard services, dog patrol units, private investigations, intruder alarm security control systems, protocol and security services, event security management, CCTV camera installation, remote controlled gate installation, electric fence installation, razor wire setup, and close protection services. Chamguard Security Company. Reliable security. Trust the experts. Call us today and let us secure what matters most.
Kwa watazamaji wa Pepeta TV, tunakukaribisha kila Jumatatu hadi Ijumaa katika kipindi The Morning Blend ndani ya Pepeta TV. Kutana naye JW ama James Wetaka katika kipindi Morning Blend.
Back from that short commercial break, moving on with our broadcast this afternoon, we start with a very sad story today here in studio, where detectives investigating the gruesome murder of 12-year-old Patience Mumbe have recovered the CCTV footage that captured her last moments last Thursday in Pipeline before the discovery of her body 5 kilometers away in Car Estate, Embakasi, on Saturday morning. And in their pursuit for the killers, detectives on Monday visited their home where they questioned family members who last interacted with the grade 7 pupil before her disappearance.
Hapa ball ikaanguka hapa chini, kwenda kuchukua na mwili ya mtoto wa shule, mtoto wa grade 7. Sasa wakasoma wochi, sisi tukapata report, tukakuja hapa haraka, nikaangalia mwili sura, so tukujua kama ni Waemba ama si Waemba, tukakimbia station. Alikuwa amefungwa miguu hapa hivi kwa tumbo, tena mikono na nyuma.
Tupate justice ya msichana, because sisi kama wazazi tunaogopa pia juu hii ni shule, this is a primary school, na wasichana wetu wanakuja hapa. So hata tumeogopa, hatuwezi pia pita hii njia usiku juu tunaogopa ya security, hakuna lights tangu hii barabara itengenezwe.
Shuhudia hizi visa za kupotea na watoto, nikiwa mmoja wao. Wangu alipotea juzi, lakini nimpata, Mungu ni mwema, lakini wangu ni mdogo, alifuata wengine akienda.
Hiyo kitu inabaki iangaliwe sana, na maneno ya hiyo raping kuangalia ni wenye sasa wenye wanafanya hiyo mambo washughuliwa.
Sad story, and may Patience Mumbe's soul rest in peace, and may their family find comfort. Now moving on, faith-based hospitals have expressed concern with the proposed Health Amendment Bill 2025. They say the bill, which criminalizes the detention of patients and bodies by hospitals, is punitive and one that will cripple operation in private health facilities. The sponsor of the bill, Kirinyaga Women Representative Jerry Maina, insists that the bill seeks to guarantee quality health care for the vulnerable.
It will be coming. They can't pay out of pocket. You can't retain them. Then we will be faced with what we call a moral hazard. We risk that moral hazard, whereby people will take advantage of the existing, measure. People will not enroll into a social health insurance with the knowledge that they'll just come, they get the services, and then they don't pay.
The hospital facilities just take advantage of the emotional turmoil and the African custom to lay our kin to rest and to find closure by interning their remains. But then dead body will never become property. It cannot be sold for profit.
For one patient that you are retaining or detaining, for that matter, you pay up to 2 million. That will kill all the hospitals in our ecosystem, within our actually FBO fraternity. You just need to have a number of them and they will not be there. And have more or less government-leaning provisions without considering how it will affect the private sector. And this particular bill, to a good extent, it affects FBOs, it affects the pure private facilities much more than the government facilities that at least have some funding from the exchequer. It will be coming.
A new report by the Institute for Social Accountability, dubbed the People's Audit, has flagged hunger, joblessness, and strained healthcare and education system as critical areas that continue to suffer from little or no government funding. At the same event, Auditor General Nancy Gathungu pointed to poor Parliament's failure to poor governance, impunity, and Parliament's failure to execute effective oversight as the root causes of Kenya's economy capture.
Then we are also calling on Parliament to move very fast. Start with a motion and ensure that we stop securitizing our levies. Levies have been set up because they are a special purpose vehicle. If we deviate from that and must borrow for something else, then surely Parliament must come and take charge of that particular process.
There is need for supreme audit institutions such as the Office of the Auditor General of Kenya to engage citizens and civil society organizations in order to enhance audit impact and strengthen overall public accountability. After all, who gives the scorecard at the end of the year on how the budget has been implemented? It is a person who is directly impacted in their lives or in their livelihoods. So the citizens are the ones to give the scorecard.
Mtumishi ni kupimia ya ngapi?
The sale of the 15% stake GOK owns in Safaricom, part of the 35 you own as public. The current negotiation is giving Kenya a raw deal, and the consideration is an undervaluation. If there is no incompetence in the sale of the 15% GOK stake in Safaricom PLC, make the process competitive.
Come on, let's be factual. Why is it being hidden? Treasury mandarins did not know about this transaction until a few days ago. They did not know. It was structured elsewhere and presented to them. So we need to ask ourselves, why is Vodacom always interested in opaque, non-transparent transactions? Have you ever heard of Safaricom bidding for frequencies in this republic? They have never. Airtel bidded for their frequencies.
Margin is about your health, about education, about the environment you work in, and about the things you care most about. It's about the state being able to implement the rights, basic needs that are in Article 43 of the Constitution.
The current regime, if that entrepreneurship and rotobotomish continues and is left unchecked, you cannot auction off to yourself what belongs to the people.
That news brings us to the end of our broadcast here this afternoon. Thank you so much for staying tuned from the beginning of this broadcast to the end. I've been your host, Chacha Tobias, and make sure for those news in details, you follow all our social media platforms on Facebook, on YouTube, on X, and don't forget to follow us on TikTok at Pepeta TV and enjoy our programs. I wish you a lovely day. Enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye.